Hey, good evening. I'm here with Michael from Surfer SEO and wanted to discuss Surfer SEO, go over what it's capable of doing as far as GMB, as far as SEO in general, and conversion AI, a little bit of everything. So you got it, the floor and everything. Just go over it with us and show us what it's made of and what it can do and everything we can use. Specifically what I'm concerned about is GMB SEO and audits and categories and the heat maps and all that jazz. So,
William, I
yep.
hope it's okay if I couldn't hear you at all because I got some connection issues. So I
Okay.
hope you didn't ask me anything.
Yep.
And it was like a generic introduction, if that's okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I think my connection is all right now. So yeah,
Okay.
welcome everybody. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just saying, go ahead if you want to. You got the floor. I just really want you to show us a little bit of everything about Surfer and what it's capable of, especially for GMB and local SEO.
Oh, for sure. So today we will start with Surfer Local, and then we will move for a while to Surfer SEO for content creation purposes and ideation. So how you can strengthen topical authority of your local sites. Like if you are a gardener doing SEO for a gardener, you might be interested in some like cutting trees and pruning and this kind of stuff topic. So I will try to help you how you can ideate to boost your topical authority. So that will be it. And I, of course, have some special opportunities for you regarding Surfer Local. So let me share my screen now. And let's get started. All right. Surfer Local. Guys, before we dive in to what we see here, I just want to tell you that Surfer Local is a different company than Surfer. It's a separate entity that has like separate team and so on. So if you will try to approach me to Surfer Local stuff, I most likely won't be able to help you as I am not that experienced in local SEO. Yet you can definitely find Sebastian Żarnowski, who will be happy to help you, especially here. You will be able to find it here on the chat. He's here right now, so he will be able to answer with Piotr all of your questions. And what's that special deal before we dive in? Is that you can sign up for free, have a free account, and reach out to Sebastian on the chat, and he will create audit that I will show you right now. So here we have this dentist keyword analyzed in New York. Okay, this is pretty like super extremely competitive keyword. We have a lot of local businesses around with their GMBs, and I will just explain you what do you see on the screen right now. So on the left hand side, we see competitors ranking for the dentist in this area. I can click on them and I will see their positions, so I can probably guess that they are somewhere around here. This guy is most likely somewhere around here, so considering their location and so on. So, well, if you find yourself, for example, okay, let's pretend this is us. Okay, so that's our location, that's our position in the southeast side of the map. Okay, and we can conduct an audit because grid, this is like super straightforward. You see where you rank, you see what's going on, and like how far away you are from being super competitive on this market. And in this situation, we see, okay, we are all right in this left bottom quadrant, but we want to expand to the middle, for example. So we can click on the position and create the audit. And before I do so, I will just tell you what are these circles. So we have these circles in the middle that tell us what's the position, but we also have this surrounding circle that is about difficulty. So of course, green are easy, yellow are like medium difficulty, and the red ones are, well, slightly harder to chase. So for me, this is one of the greatest keywords, like this one here, position 17 and green surrounding circle. So I will create an audit for this specific place, and imagine what will happen right now. This is crazy because like you will find huge I guess I'm back.
You're back.
Am I? Yeah, okay. Sorry about that.
Okay.
It appears that around 3 p.m. in the office, there's like reset of now I'm
You're
back
back.
for real.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some sort of automatic scheduled reset. I don't know.
I deal
But
with
yeah,
it all the times being in the Philippines. So we go have blackouts and everything sometimes. So
oh gosh, that's bad. But yeah, let's get back to the audit, because this is the gold mine of information, and it is all data driven and automatically collected. So we have like Surfer SEO was started to analyze competitors, gather common elements, and tell you where you are different. And Surfer Local has the same approach. So it will scrape the local search results, and it will provide you information about what you should have in specific places like business title, description, posts, reviews, and so on regarding content. And in here we have the first one is the title, and it appears that our title is too short. It's group health dental actually. And if we want to rank higher in this particular area, that will be a good idea to include something like Central Park West dentistry, because of course this is the place where we are supposed to be ranking. And if we click on it, we will see competitors having this keyword. Position 1, they have it, and position 4, they also have it. When it comes to the dentistry keyword, we see, okay, this guy has it, this guy has it. So a lot of people have dentistry keyword in their business title. Manhattan Dental, slightly less. New York, slightly less, but still pretty interesting. So if I will add here, for example, well, I will replace dental with maybe this group health. Oh, maybe that was actually a good idea to keep it, the dental, and add dash Central Park West dentistry. Yeah, I know it's kind of manipulation, but if you are okay with such changes, that will extremely improve local listing visibility. I know that someone can tell you that don't do it. Yeah, of course it's up to you if you go with these changes, because sometimes it can cause some trouble if you will mess with the business title too much. Yet if you are before like creating your business, that will be good idea to set up a name of your business that will be also SEO friendly if you have like organic traffic in mind before you actually create a business. But yeah, that's what I will do. Take the first keyword, because this is the most important keyword for the business title, and copy and paste to the GMB description. And yeah, let's go with the GMB description. Actually, we are missing the GMB description completely, and here are the terms that should be included within that description. So I would use this like that we are in New York, that we are dental professionals, that we care about your health and dental health, and you will feel great, and well, so on. So I will just make these guys green, like feel great after visit in our New York dental, oral health practice. We are profer. I'm not good at copywriting, of course. So this is that. Yeah, this sounds like a really crap, but it's semantically correct. And your goal will be to make it sound good and include these keywords that are suggested. Because, like, if you hover, you will find out, okay, those two guys have oral health, position 2 and position 3. Good idea to have it as well. New York, I'm wondering if I should switch to mobile connection. Yeah, if it breaks one more time, I will change to LTE. So yeah, what I was saying is that when you hover these keywords, you will be able to find out who is using specific keywords. So you know that it's not out of the blue. It's coming from your direct competitors who perform the best in the specific location. And yeah, this is all about business description and title. In this case, our description is slightly too short, so yeah, we should probably extend it. But let's move on to the posts. So when you create a post for a local listing, it should be related about your business, with your business. It cannot be like, we have a promotion, come over. This is just too generic, and it applies to any other business. And with this information handy, you are able to create a post based on best performing posts among your competitors. So you know that using keyword like routine and emergency, something for dental practice, blah blah blah. I don't know these keywords actually, but they definitely come from posts of your competitors. So you can literally start writing a post here, compose the post using these words and phrases that are coming from your competitors, and this way your post will boost your GMB the most. And you can create like one post every week, and this way you can keep the pace, post a lot about topics that are related to dentistry and so on, and Google will categorize you as active business with good answers and so on. So definitely consider using it as well. Okay, business category. This is extremely important. I know you also have the dentist. That's pretty obvious, and we also have it. So the audit is passed, but there are some additional categories that it will be a good idea to have. And it is just a one click and you have it. So, okay, cosmetic dentist. Almost everyone has it. Teeth whitening. Almost everyone have it. Oral surgeon. A few. If you offer this kind of services like a surgeon does, then definitely have it because it's pretty popular. Dental clinic, quite a lot of clinics. Pediatric dentist, this is differentiator. So it will be also a good idea to have it if you offer some sort of special care to kids, right? And you don't have to examine GMB results one by one, even if you have some like extensions, and well, it will scrape the data for you, but you end up with a CSV that you have to embed in some sort of Google Docs, take a look at the tables, find out what's the most popular category, who has it, and then make a decision. With this list of categories in place, you see, okay, this is the most important one, the second, the third, the fourth, and you go from the left to right, from top to bottom, unless you have all of the categories that make sense to your business. Of course, don't select the pediatric dentist if you don't offer such a thing, because it will be, people will call and they will end up really mad about you lied. So don't do that, but select every subcategory that makes sense to your business. And the next section is about the images. So we are missing 16 images. That will be a good idea to have. Our review count is all right. And our review rating is also all right. But at the very bottom, this is crazy good. So these terms come from our competitors' reviews that perform on the top of their listings. So if you deal with a situation, for example, you have an opinion on top of your listing that is something that you don't like, really. I mean, bad opinion or like, well, 3 out of 5, right? So you want to hide it somehow. So what you have to do is to ask your client to include these terms in the review that he or she will create for you. So suggest that please use the Central Park West dentistry, or going to the dentist, or the best dentist, or the recommended doctor inside your text of the review. And this way, this review will pop up on top and will boost the GMB as well. As far as I know, these guys at Surfer Local plan to have some sort of automatic review suggester, something like that. So these reviews will be actually, you know, like, you will ask the client, hey, please give me a review, and click here, and this review will be like pre-populated, including these words and phrases. So the person who is reviewing will be only responsible for, tweaking it and including these words inside if you like if he liked the service. So yeah, this is pretty comprehensive audit, yet we are at the end of it already. So it is, well, it has a lot of data, it analyzes a lot of competitors and so on, yet it is pretty easy to use, and you can easily share this audit with anyone. So it has a shareable link. I bet it is somewhere here. Okay, yeah, this is shareable link, so it will work like for anyone. You can send it to a client and say, hey, you have a lot of warnings, take a look. It's pretty much broken, and it won't require anyone to log in. So you can literally, like, I can send it over to you and you will be able to access it. And regarding that special thing I had for you is that you can reach out after you sign up for the free account. You can reach out here to Sebastian and Piotr. You can just, start a conversation with them and ask them, hey, we are from the webinar and we want a free audit. And they will create a free full version audit for you and will help you. Well, they will tell you what to change based on the data, so you can get the idea of how you can leverage the data to optimize your GMBs. And well, that will be most likely it. I'm happy to answer any questions. Maybe there is anything.
Let's see what's coming through. How do you differentiate this tool's effectivity versus Pop Michael?
Versus Pop?
Yeah.
Does Pop work for, can you clarify if it is Page Optimizer Pro? If so, I believe Page Optimizer Pro is for websites, not for the GMBs. So Page Optimizer Pro will be a competitor to Surfer SEO, not Surfer Local. Like I said at the beginning, we are two different companies. And
Page Optimizer Pro.
So we will move on to Surfer SEO, and I will show you in a couple minutes what you can do with Surfer and how it compares with Page Optimizer Pro. Take a look at this one. Ownership not confirmed. You know what it
actually shows you inside of Surfer if the ownership is confirmed or not confirmed.
And you'll get a warning if it's not. And if it's not, well, that's black hat, but you can take it over. So, oh yeah, another one. No website link. So yeah, some additional information.
So this is like 2 or 3 tools that I right now use all in one, because I use another one that will scrape and basically tell me if it has a low, if you will, low star ratings. Do they have a website or not? Is it claimed or not? And then you can use that to do some black hat stuff, or you can actually use it to try to reach out to the business and get them moving on the right direction. So
this is actually what we should promote. Yeah, so reach out to these businesses. They will most likely become your clients if you can explain them well what they are risking with not claiming the listing, right? I'm not a fan of stealing, so yeah, but of course it's possible, and most likely someone will jump on and steal those if they had a client in this area. Well, we can't change the world, yet we can try to direct people to do the right thing and get a client instead of then threatening them to
get a lot of that.
People do it, unfortunately. But what else is here is that that's something I should probably tell you as well, because you have these recommended audits at the bottom. And there is some sort of algorithm behind that, which analyzes your current position, the difficulty, and how far you are from the location, so from the pin, right? And it will create the list of prioritized audits. So this one, we should actually start with this one because it is recommended. And then when you are ready with this one, we can, analyze some other locations, because these guys are like, well, you don't have to audit position 2, right? It's there's no point in it. So here we have like difficulty medium, so they are slightly harder, and at the very end we will have the difficulty hard. So probably we should leave it like to the last audit we will create. But in general, you should start with this very first one and make the changes, let it settle, see what happens, and then move on. I'm not sure how long does it take to reflect the position after making changes, yet when you see the impact, you can refresh the grid a few days later to see how it turned out, really, and then proceed with another audit that is recommended, because like it incorporates a lot of data, this recommendations queue, so there's no point in rushing something else if this one is recommended based on a lot of data. So anything else regarding the local, or we move forward?
No, we're good. I mean, the geo grids right there, I know like Local Falcon, Local Viking are on, I believe, DBA platform. What platform is this on?
This is a good question. I have no answer. I mean,
we'll have to have Michael answer that one, but I'm just curious because the other ones I know they're on a DBA platform. Same thing with, I believe.
What is DBA? Is it like the provider of the?
Yeah, it's the provider basically, or the, if you will, the data provider for the information. And sometimes
I believe it is SERP-WOW.
Okay,
but I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Yet it's definitely not the DBA, because I heard it for the first time. We at Surfer application, we use SERP-WOW and Data for SEO as we use both of them, because if one of them breaks, we have the other one in a queue. So we use at Surfer SEO, we use SERP-WOW and Data for SEO.
Just guess, provided that I've already finished all the recommendations, when am I able to see the results? A week, a month, provided as well as that difficulty is easy.
Can you answer this one, because I have no clue?
Yeah, it all depends. Easy, I've seen stuff ranking as little as a week or less, then sometimes a couple of weeks, and then the more difficult or harder it gets, obviously the longer. And it also depends on, unlike most people answer, I believe, whether or not your on-page SEO is done. What type of stacks have you done? What type of off-page have you done? What type of blogs have you done? There's 50 million things that go into it besides just doing an edit with whatever tool you're doing or suggestions, you know, how many, just everything. This is only, if in my opinion, this is only going to tell you, you should, if you will, do these things, but it's not a matter of it's going to be a quick fix. And most people think things are quick fixes. So.
Most likely, like if you change the business name to contain the exact keyword, it will be relatively fast, but it can be also pretty risky.
Yeah, whenever they're doing that, the thing that I do, because I do it all the time, and I've never had a GMB suspended. I know that's pretty hard to believe, but the thing is, like, for instance, if it was New York dentistry office, I would have changed it, let's say, or even this dental office NY. I would have first went there and went, you know, and changed one word or added one word and then give it a little bit and then change another word. I don't go in there and just go, okay, it's called Central Park West Dentistry and just change the entire title. That's going to get you suspended. But if you go in there and do a little tweak and leave
like
it
step by step, right?
Yeah, correct. Because a lot of people, they come in there and they'll just change every damn thing. Then they wonder why I got suspended.
So yeah, like in this example, you can, like, for example, add one of these keywords to the title and let it settle. And then after a period of time, like 3 weeks later, you can try to add another keyword if that makes sense. So yeah, absolutely agree.
Because that's one of the largest ranking factors, even though Google will say it's not, even though a lot of SEOs will say it's not, it is definitely one of the largest factors, if not the largest factor.
Like meta title in SEO, in optimization, still pretty important.
In my mind, think of your business title as your H1 header. You know, really is what it is.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. So I will switch context to Surfer for a while to show you another application that is, well, I will trim it down to content ideation and content creation process, so you are not overwhelmed we do tons of the things. Yet I will just, keep it simple for you so you can grow your domain in the right direction. And I have a pretty solid example for a content planner tool, that is ideation tool, that is tool to create content hubs. So imagine you have a gardener or like person who take care of the trees. I'm not sure what's the job name. Yeah, there is this kind of job name for sure. So the client asked me what kind of content he should put on a blog to improve its visibility, to create related articles, and so these articles internally link to the money pages that are in his location. So you don't have to rank for all of these keywords. You have to determine areas of expertise that you should cover and use them as internal link sources to your money pages in Kansas City, in London, in wherever you are. So what it does, basically, this content planner tool, it will gather all the topics around how to trim a big tree, like above the ground tree roots cutting, trimming branches, stumps. Can I make my neighbor trim his tree? This is like how to, some sort of content that anyone will appreciate the advice about. And you can consider these topics as topics that your potential customers will look for. And this is one side, because you will get some organic traffic for people searching specifically in your area of service. I mean, maybe not area regarding the geography, but area regarding topics, right? So someone who wants to get his tree trimmed, he will be interested, for example, in pruning some sort of creep myrtles. This is like, I think it's a species of like something. Yeah, but it's like a bush, or I don't know. But in general,
it's a type of tree like white oak and hard oak and different types of trees. So crepe myrtle is a type of tree.
Okay, so you see, there are a lot of those related topics that are like popping up here, and you can get traffic of people looking for advice in these areas. That's one side. These guys may be in your area. They don't have, of course, they can be global, but there is a chance that it will be someone from your area, as you will appear most likely in the top 10 if you are serving in this area as well. But the other and the most important part for your SEO purposes is to build these articles to strengthen your expertise in cutting trees, because this is something you want to do. So you have the article about cutting down dead trees, and then you internally link to your page that well, sells your service in cutting trees. So yeah, this is how you should source internal links and, well, get traction in search results. So, well, right now we have like 182 clusters. What the hell are these clusters? Clusters are the group of keywords you have to rank together because they are within the same group. And this tool not only creates the list of like keywords researched, but also it groups them into buckets that are clusters. So you can tackle them right away. And each cluster, each tile, you can like see the details and move to the another one. Each tile is a URL. It is an article. It is a landing page. It is something that you have to create and put it on the website. And as we are on the creation right now, you have to use the Surfer's content editor to create it. So it's a complementary tool that basically is the next step. So you ideate and then you execute. And how to create a content that will be SEO optimized using all of the keywords and blah, blah, blah. This is the same similar approach to what you have seen in the Surfer Local. So like you had these posts and words and phrases that should be included to make the review stronger and so on. We do something really similar in the content editor. So I will basically show you now that there is something called content editor, which is an interactive content editor that will calculate your score while you are writing, that will set guidelines of the length, structure, paragraphs, images, and most importantly, it will tell you what are the words and phrases that you should include within the content. So we have the content about above the ground tree roots, and you have to stay away from the trunk. This is pretty important one when you are cutting some above the ground roots. Like you can kill the tree, so you don't want to do it, so follow my guideline, blah blah blah. You know what to do with it. Basically create a content that will be 1,500 words long, including these words and phrases in the right frequency. So there is like the counter. If I will use above the ground tree roots, it will tell me that, okay, I have it above ground, not above the ground. Above ground. Okay. We have above ground tree roots, and it says, okay, I used it once. My score went up because this is most important keyword in the whole set. So we have the H1 and we have a keyword in there. So it is, crucial. And then you have to follow these guides on the top and, well, write the content, put them sometimes in the headings and so on, and literally create a piece that will be placed somewhere in the green related to the content score. So we will pretend that we wrote an article. I will maybe take this one and steal their content for a while. I mean, not steal, just borrow for a second. To pretend we just written it and see how well they are optimized. So I just copy and paste. Okay, it has some links on the top. We okay, actually at the bottom. So of course we have to clean it out a little. I will just get rid of that. Okay, and we see, okay, there's a score of 64. We have some missing keywords. We have some over-optimized keywords with the with the arrow pointing down, soil is used too frequently, mulch line or exposed too frequently, and the roots overused as well. Yet in general, we have quite a lot of greens. So if we use some of these keywords, okay, I copied and pasted pretty badly. So yeah, let's get rid of. Oh yeah, so you see, this is a really simple trick. Roots above the ground, and I will just twist it above ground tree roots, kill it. And boom, score went up significantly because, well, this is the exact keyword in H1s. It is hell of important thing. So yeah, this way you basically optimize the article and you move on, and you see, okay, this is the content planner. You see the score, it went up. Someone is editing, so you know that it's work in progress. And if you outsource it to the writer, you can of course do it. There's a shareable link you can copy, you can integrate with Google Docs, with WordPress, so you can actually have this sidebar inside WordPress. This is pretty useful if you have websites on WordPress. But yeah, in general, this is what outsourced writer sees. So it sees those terms, the content. I can make some adjustments, like I will remove some part of the article, and I will see that, okay, it's changed. I see that someone is using, and so on. And if the writer says it's done, you can click here, done, okay, and the content will be moved to the done column. So I see, okay, it's done, and I can publish it on the website or replace current article and so on. So I hope you get the idea of how it works from the execution, I mean from the ideation through the execution using content editor. These tools are complementary, but there is another component about placing a new article on the website, which is internal links. So we will quickly move to a different tool called the Audit, just to show you. I have some like dummy audit in here. I will just select the first random one. It doesn't really matter. What matters is how it works. So we have this internal links section that will analyze the whole website looking for related articles. And then we will crawl all of these articles and find out whether you have internal link inside or not. If it's not present, we will not only tell you it's missing, but we will also tell you where you should put it, because we found a fragment that is the most what? Suitable. The most suitable to place an internal link inside to the audited URL. So you ideate in the content planner, you select those clusters you want, then you create content editors and create the content. And then when the content lands on the website, you run an audit against keyword and the URL you just published to find out where you should consider adding internal links, so it can actually boost your SEO later on and make the crawl budget higher, like make Google index your new page faster, and well, a lot of benefits of internal links that, well, it's not a good moment, I think, to explain it all. Yet internal links are extremely important in the indexation process and understanding by Google what is your website about. So yeah, any questions about it? I think I will stop here, and I won't
Let's
show you too
see.
too
Nice
much
one
stuff.
there. I'm gonna ask a couple of people that I know they're watching. Give it a second. Any questions? Can you also go over how this works with conversion AI, or that'd be good to see?
Of course, of course. Let me log in. Boom. So what is conversion AI for you guys who don't know? This is a tool that will help you write content. It won't generate the entire article for you, yet it will expand it. It can help you write it. It can help you be on point and, well, effective. So what I will do, I think I have to switch. Maybe the test one will be a good one, because I want something that has some projects already created. Do I have any projects? Personal, maybe. Dashboard. Okay, we will create a new one. So what was the last? Oh yeah. So we have above the ground 3 roots. So let's make it a topic. Okay. It will be something like this: keywords, cutting the 3 roots. Okay, continue. The title is this. Generate some ideas. This is pretty handy.
Yeah, I mean it's changed. We used to. I mean, one of the biggest things like backlinking and content has always been a thorn in our side, especially with how many clients we deal with, and conversion AI. I had Dan, I believe, came on, and he was demoing it, and we wrote like a 1,500 word article in a matter of like 20 minutes. So,
oh, nice. Yeah, enhance your process a lot. And what was that?
Yep.
Let me find this. That was 3 above the ground 3 roots. Okay, so this is it. We have these keywords. We are like starting from scratch now. Okay, so I will just hit compose and I will turn it long, because why not? And let's get the party started. Copywriting of 2021. So of course it won't replace the writer.
No.
It's not there. It's not there to be yet. It's there to remove the friction when you are stuck with writing and you cannot ideate more. It can help you rewrite, rephrase some segments. Like we can rephrase this one. Will it work? Okay. Boom. Okay, I like it. So yeah, and with that in place, you can literally start writing something like stay away from the trunk because it will start to hurt the tree, right? So yeah, this is awesome. I mean, it is not like a piece of content you can copy and paste on your website, but we already created 300 words.
Yeah.
And I am not writing. We are hosting a webinar and I'm randomly
Yep.
clicking some stuff and I have no clue about this topic, yet I managed to create 300 words. And as you can see, I managed to hit quite a lot of these yellow keywords. Some of them are even in green. So it's pretty much using what I wanted to use. Of course, it won't read the list on the left and try to incorporate these elements in the content yet. It's pretty solid help when you struggle with writing.
I'm overwhelmed. Love this tool now.
Yeah,
Awesome.
this is pretty common. I mean, we used to have we used to grow the feature base at Surfer all the time, but these days we are trying to focus more on some specific applications, like the streamlined process. So you have to find some ideas. So where you want to grow your domain, what's the direction, what kind of content hub you want to build and how to execute it. Then you are able to create the content with the content editor and even with the Jarvis, so the conversion AI robot, so I can like find the ideas, I can create, and I can create it faster if I want, using conversion AI, so I can improve the effectiveness of the writing, and then I can audit, looking for these internal link opportunities. So it's actually moving the needle when we put some effort in writing. Good internal links at the end can fire it up. So yeah, definitely this is pretty streamlined process to consider when creating a content strategy for any business. So well, I'm not like extremely experienced with the conversion AI either, but you get the idea. You have the guidelines on the
Right.
left from Surfer, and you have the robot that helps you write on the right hand side. And these guys from conversion AI, they are super smart, and they have a lot of like huge amount of tutorials and how
Yeah,
to.
the ones that we've been using, it's like we'll go in there and create a blog outline first. And
Mhm.
then after the blog outline, we'll go in there and create the intro paragraph, drop in the blog outline, and generally we'll get up 1,500 words in 20 minutes or so.
This is awesome.
And then we can, and if you really want to bump it up to, let's say, 2,500 words, then you go to Google and type in, for example, vital, functions, what you're looking for in regards
Mhm.
to trees. And it will say, well, people are also looking for or asked this. And Google gives you 20, 30 of those. Take those, and then Jarvis have them each write answers to every one of them. And next
Take a
thing you know, you got a 2,000 to 3,000 word, piece of content, and drop it over into, which I'm starting to do now, drop it over into Surfer, and Surfer tells you exactly what you're showing, where it's green, or what do you need to add, and what other keywords maybe hit on and stuff. And then the one thing that I have had a couple of students say is when they take this and then put it in Surfer and optimize it, they'll have a lot of times where they'll have that article that they optimize in Surfer start ranking within a week, sometimes 2 weeks, but generally they're going to start ranking versus writing a piece of content, don't SEO optimize it using the tools that you've provided, and then it doesn't rank, and then they wonder why. So
Yeah, take a look what I just did. I clicked on the keyword close to the trunk because I was wondering what is it about, right? So I selected this example. This is coming from competitor's website. I put it to the content, and then I asked Jarvis to rephrase and expand, and he came up with this. So
nice.
there are like tons of potential applications of this engine, and with the combination of these two tools, you can definitely create content even faster. And well, what I have to tell you is that it's almost there to have these example much longer. So right now it's just 1-2 sentences, or well, half of a sentence sometime if it's super long. And in the nearest future we will have much longer examples, so you can copy paste rephrase bang and move along. So that will be something to boost it even more regarding like the efficiency.
Yeah, this to me really reminds me of, and I'm not trying to compare it, but if no one knows anything about, let's say, SEO, and they were to install Yoast,
Yeah.
and Yoast basically goes, well, you don't have this in there, you need to use this keyword, it's not used in this, it's not using the title, not using meta description, you don't have a backlink, you don't have an image. And then the more and more you fix those things, then it goes from red to green. And essentially that's what Surfer does, from what I see, is like when you start adding and changing things as per its recommendations and the data it has, then you go from a low score to a higher score, better SEO optimized piece of content.
What's cool, you don't have to be an expert in SEO to become an SEO copywriter. You can
Correct.
create content that is SEO optimized on your own fairly easy. Did you already review Conversion AI and
Yeah,
share?
I use Conversion AI on a regular
Awesome.
basis. So I've just got to start now using Conversion AI with Surfer. Um, obvious reasons and stuff. I've just done, if you will, the SEO optimization of my articles on my own. And instead of having something tell me, hey, use this or use that, it's just kind of, I've done it for a while and I know, but this would make it a lot easier. Kind of like Yoast. It's like you've done SEO for a long time, but it's like Yoast just kind of holds you by the hand and says, all right, do it this way and fix this, fix this, fix this. It's no issue.
Yeah, it's good for these best practices like the indexing tags or like, well, using exact keyword in the title or having a title. This is something that, well, helps a lot of people that are on a like newbies in website creation. This is something that's pretty handy.
I mean, and on top of it, what I think I could use this for, like my guys, I actually have my agency. We have almost 35 people that work with us because we handle a lot of clients. We're already at scale, but what they're doing, like even right now, they're watching it. And what I could literally do with like this is give, them a SOP and have them go through it, and they could be trained on how to actually create SEO optimized content that a client will actually like and will rank, more importantly. So
the conversion AI integration was some sort of a missing link for the people who don't like to write too much. It actually makes writing kind of fun because you never know what
is this in conversion AI not the same thing?
Nah, I mean, these are two tools.
Yeah, two tools. I know that. I think 2 weeks ago, I think is when they incorporated Surfer. Right around the time I had them on and did a, if you will, demo of conversion AI and started really using it. I think about 2 weeks later is when they started incorporating Surfer as well.
That was funny story behind it because we touched base with Dave, and 28 hours later, the integration was completed.
Yeah.
So that was
he told me, he said literally, he said the whole reason it's done is because of him. Then the GMB post got put in there too. If you actually go to conversion, if you go in there into conversion AI and type in Google, it'll show you Google posts. You can use it for Google reviews, all types of stuff. So
and imagine then creating this kind of reviews using these recommended terms from here.
Yep.
So you can even ask Jarvis to use specific keyword and generate it, right?
Yep.
So if you put this, and this to the Jarvis, it will generate a review that actually incorporates them, so you can have a review that will move the needle for the business. So
and then on top of it, it actually looks like a human being wrote it instead of just going, thank you for fixing my iPhone in Atlanta, Georgia. Like, it's been created by a bot, or at worst, someone hiring someone overseas that can't speak English. And then you have a language barrier and therefore it doesn't sound right. And then, but if you throw it into Jarvis actually makes it make sense. From what I've seen, at least.
Yeah, the input doesn't have to be perfect to the Jarvis. It will handle it and do it.
And it's not going to be perfect. You have to edit it still a little. It's not nowhere near as long as before, because if you were to, and even if you're an SEO content type person or someone you're like a freelancer. To me, it's like you could take these two tools and become a content writer and start charging to actually write content for people.
You can charge premium.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of, let's say, 2 cents, 5 cents, whatever, it goes up now because most of these content mills and stuff, if you go to them, they'll say it's this price without Surfer optimization, and then it doubles it if it's with Surfer optimization almost. So
yeah, I saw some businesses like rising prices quite a lot, but it also makes sense to the buyer. You consider there's a SEO specialist who earns like $100 an hour. That's some sort of out of the blue price, but let's say it's okay. And if he has to spend time on the further optimization after the content is produced, and pretty often it will be super hard to squeeze all of these keywords inside when the article is already written without doubling the word count, then he's in a deep shit, really, because it takes a lot of time. The article comes up too long, and he spends like an hour on this, while you can double the price for the content writing.
Yep.
Like, instead of paying 5, you can pay 10 cents or even 20 cents. I even saw 30, 40 cents per SEO optimized content. And SEO specialist is happy because this is kind of a tedious job to do it. And the writer is happy because, well, it's money on the table.
Yeah, and then on top of it, I mean, it's really, it's like whenever we were doing it, imagine we have, about 300 clients we'd have to do it for. So it just breaks it down, makes it a lot simpler and faster. Instead of me paying a content writer, I mean, it might seem like chump change, but 1,000 words cost me $150 an article. Then throw on the press releases and everything I do. You're talking about $200 an article. When I have conversion AI and I can trade a VA on it and give them SOPs on both, now the price goes way down.
Mhm.
And it makes it more affordable both for me and the clients as well. So
Yeah, it's all about scaling up these days. If you can improve processes and efficiency, you can produce more good stuff, and it will turn out as to be an advantage for the client or yourself, as you can deliver more with the same resources. And it's always a good idea to improve this way.
and that's what we're always looking for. Is like, so if we're doing as much as we're doing, we have everything has to be, honed in, from website design to SEO to backlinking to blog posting, review, everything. Otherwise, one little mistake can mess everything up. So, but both tools, I think, is a dream come true, especially for people that are writing content and just SEOs in general. So, but let's see, any other questions before you get off here? Yeah, don't see anything else.
Yeah, you can reach me out if you watch the replay of it. Then you can definitely reach out on LinkedIn, and I would be happy to
Yeah, I tagged you in the post too, so hopefully they'll be able to reach out to you if they want to take you up on that trial offer and everything. And I appreciate having you on, Michael.
Yeah, that was really fun for me. That was the first time playing Surfer Local. I hope that was
Yeah, I didn't realize they were
okay.
two totally different, if you will, companies or products. I knew they're two totally different products. It's not two totally different companies. So.
Different application, different domain, different but we share some technology. We share some stuff. We have some stuff in common. So definitely, we are in touch. I have Sebastian, who is CEO of the Surfer Local, somewhere around. For all of you, just to remind, if you will reach out to Sebastian on the chat in Surfer Local, even if you are on a free account, he will create an audit for you and assist and tell you what to do with your GMB listing. So yeah, thanks for having me.
I appreciate it and look forward to talking again.
Cheers, guys. Bye bye.
Cheers.